dip took the turn in November, but we on the comeback, baby, in December. Get with us, folks. Get on the longest running Panthers podcast. Be a friend, tell a friend, as Pat McAfee says. Let's get into the show, Cody. The big news is Steve Wilkes celebrating after this game and telling his players, we've got to go home and protect the bank. We don't lose at home. Steve Wilkes, this guy, master motivator, I feel like he's done everything right from on the field, but really he has united a team. He has created energy among a fan base, and he is not a dummy. He knows he is campaigning for his job, and he's doing all the things that he knows the Carolina Panther fans want to hear, from getting the fans in the stadium to getting loud to, I mean, he's doing it all. He's doing it
Absolutely all of it. And then on top of it, you know what he's doing that's more important than any of it? He's winning football games, man. Look, we are back in contention for the NFC South. We are number 2 in the division. Now, I'm sorry. If you thought we were going to be number 2 in the division, especially after that Cincinnati game, oh, man, we were in the dumps at that point in time. But, man, we have rallied. This team has never stopped believing in itself. And, man, I'll be damned if Coach Wilkes doesn't have this team absolutely firing on all cylinders. And there's a culture thing to be said here. He is not only trying to implement the culture in the locker room, but this man is also trying to implement the culture of the fan base. And by the way, who better to talk about this Panther fan base and what it means and how fervent it actually is than Steve Wilkes himself? Some of his words at his most recent press conference.
Stadium, when you couldn't even hear yourself talk because it was so loud. You know, success we had here in the past. So I am
great sex.
And, you know, for our fans to show up in mass this week so we can have that same atmosphere when we play the Pittsburgh Steelers. I've been in that stadium.
I mean, absolutely. Look, he wants the atmosphere. He wants the fans back in the building. And there's no reason for us not to be. We know that the Steelers travel well. We know that there's going to be a lot of Steelers fans. But that is a team on the decline. The Steelers are not the Steelers of old. They're coming into this game. And listen, they have a lot of concerns that we're going to talk about later. But look, if we're going to talk about protecting the bank, well, this needs to be something that the fan base jumps on. And that's exactly what the C3 Panthers podcast has done. Isn't that right, Tony?
That's right. You guys, for the C3 super fans, it's a small way you can support the podcast. You can subscribe to the show. You can leave a comment, and you can call in at 252-228-5098. But some people feel cool enough to become members of the C3 Super Fan Club. And that is for $1.99 a month. You can support the show. And what this does is it helps us reinvest in the show, continue to build Panthers Nation, do a lot of giveaways. In fact, I got one that we did at this to a caller, and I'll highlight this in just a moment, who this was. The winner was that got a loyalty badge for the Carolina Panthers. But we do that to reward our fans. For $1.99 a month, you can contribute to the show, and you get access to custom emojis and loyalty badges. I know it seems small, but it's fun. Tonight, we added a new one. The bank is locked up. The bank is locked up. So all you got to do is use the bank emoji and show that you are ready to shut down these Steelers, guys. Consider being a C3 super fan today for just $1.99 a month. Next up on the docket, though, we're continuing through with this, is that a lot of the Panthers' success has come from their ability to run the ball. And really, actually, before we even get to that, CK, you mentioned, I'm going to switch you up one just so we can see your face.
Yeah.
CK, you mentioned that you had these odds, and they're trying to buy you out of it. First, that tells us they're concerned about the Carolina Panthers and that the odds and the money is moving against them.
Yeah.
But one of the things that's interesting to me about this, is that the Carolina Panthers are on a run right now. Probably that was not only was unexpected by me, but technically there's a chance for us to finish with a winning record, right? There's 4 more games. The Carolina Panthers could possibly win 9 games after one of the most atrocious starts you can imagine. 8 games is reasonable. This run, the Panthers are making the run at the right time, while the Falcons have lost, I think, 4 out of 5 or 5 out of 6, and the Buccaneers are just imploding. Man, this is good news for the Carolina Panthers' quest for the NFC South Division Championship. It's 24. It feels and smells like 2014 again.
Yeah, I mean, at this point, I mean, the thing that I love about that FanDuel thing is there's a part of me that wants to cash in, guaranteed, make $100, move on, right? But when you look at the odds have shifted so much that I'm unbelievably confident that the Panthers are going to find a way to pull this out. And if nothing else, I think we're going to win this week, and then those odds are going to go up even higher, because here's the thing, and I want you guys to look at the remaining schedule. I think this is an important key to what we've got dealing with here. The Panthers' remaining schedule is we face the Steelers, the Lions, the Bucks, and then the Saints. Okay. Now, the Steelers, they're going to be having Trubisky coming into town.
Or maybe not even. Maybe they're talking even Mason Rudolph, which is wild.
Yeah,
I didn't even find that out until moments before the show.
So you have that. So let's just go ahead and say there's not a guaranteed win on any of these, but let's say we win that. Okay. And then let's say Detroit, we lose that game because they're playing very well. They're listed as like the number 10 best team in the NFL right now in power rankings. So they're doing a lot better than they did at the beginning of the year. I think we're very comparable, and I think we match up a lot better than what they've faced in the past. But nonetheless, that let's even say that we lose that game. Well, look at the Bucks remaining schedule. They have the Bengals.
It's so hard.
The Bengals this week. Now they have another win that you can probably chalk up to them going against the Cardinals without Kyler Murray. So they're going to be facing Kyler Murray. So that game against the Panthers in week 17 is going to be incredibly important, because if we win that game, then we will be in the lead, and then we can go and we would be in control of our destiny, even if we were to lose one of these games. I think there's a pretty good chance when you look at the remaining schedule that we're going to have, even if we have just the one loss, I think we still have a great chance of winning this division. So there's a lot of things you got to fall our way, but man, I'm telling you, I'm excited. And if you're a Panthers fan and you're rooting for anything other than success right now, I think right now you just need to go find somebody else to root for. We don't want you as a fan. If you're that type of fan who's sitting there saying we want to shit on this team, we want to tank, I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that mentality. You guys can go the fuck on. I'm ready to move forward with a winning mentality, and that's what we're doing here with the Carolina Panthers this year.
I love that, man. Tell them, CK. There's no one to tank for. There's no reason to tank. And listen, if this team is going to believe in itself after what we've been through this season, damn it, man, you need to believe in them too. Forget about the draft. We haven't been playing meaningful December football in a long time. This is another clip by Steve Wilks. And if this doesn't give you goosebumps and make you believe in this team, well, damn it, I don't know what will.
To our fans, who I feel like are the best fans in NFL football.
Extended version of that clip.
Definitely want those guys to come out and support this football team in high fashion, and to keep those Steelers fans out of the Bank of America Stadium.
And Carolina recovers at the 3-yard line.
I've been around here. I've been in that stadium when you couldn't even hear yourself talk because it was so loud. Success we had here in the past. So I am asking, and for our fans to show up in mass this week. That same atmosphere when we play the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Do you think we can do it? Do you think we can actually have? Do you think this call to arms by Steve Wilks will actually work? Will we actually get the Panther fans back in the building?
The problem is,
Greg, if you were okay, no, you're not.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna say that I realized that a minute ago. The problem is, if there's any team that has maybe more fandoms show up than the Panthers, it's probably the Steelers. There's always a ton of Steelers fans there. I don't know if this particular one will, but he's winning a lot of people over. slowly but surely. It's not going to be a flipping the light switch type deal. But I'll tell you what, man, it's been such an emotional roller coaster of a season. Because I was on when we were 1-4, I was on all right, we're done. Our season's over. I think I even said it like after the fourth game. I was like, man,
it was then. You know? I mean, like,
and now I'm to the point where with that mindset, I should feel like we have so much to lose if we don't make to the playoffs or at least win a playoff game. But now I feel like even if we just do that, man, we still have nothing to lose. Like, I'm with this team all the way. Like, I'm not even thinking about a draft pick right now. I want to worry about that next season. Like, let that fall where it may, you know?
Yeah.
I'm trying to find this real quick. Let me see if I can search by.
While you're searching, then just tell me whenever you find it, Tony. Yeah, I think one of the things that's important to talk about is not only are the Panthers, the underdogs and with the little engine that could, but it's reasonable to say that it's a very likely outcome now that the Panthers do win this division. Dare I say, we might even be the favorite to win this division, and it's all because of our rushing attack. Right now, the Carolina Panthers have a three-headed hydra in their offensive backfield that goes by the name of Donta Foreman, Raheem Blackshear, and Chuba Hubbard. And I think that's important to contextualize when we're talking about our opponents, coming up. The Panthers lead the league in rushing attempts, 199 between the tackles, and rank second in rushing yards between the tackles at 926 since week 7. We are running the ball at a high clip. Our running backs are all three of them going over 50 yards in a game. And go back to this last slide. This is the run defense of all 4 of our opponents left. The best one is the one that we're going to face, and that's the Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's going to be a tough test. They're ranked number 15. But then when you go on to Detroit, as CK said, they're a resurgent team. But right now, they're ranked 26th in run defense. Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who we've already beaten this year, are ranked 20th. And the Ants are 19th. And we've already beaten them this year. I mean, even if the Carolina Panthers were to go 3-1, we are still in a position to win our division, man. That's crazy. That would put us as the 4th seed in the playoffs. And we're going to talk about some of these playoff teams here in a little while. But it just seems like all of the teams that we're getting ready to play, they're made for us, man. These are money matchups.
Well, besides Tampa Bay, we're the only team in the division. Like, us and Tampa Bay are the only team that holds our future completely to us. If we win out, we're in. No other team can say that because we have the tiebreaker with
everyone,
the other teams. Yeah, with everyone else. So, like those are the only 2 teams that they can say that if we win out, we're in.
If you guys want to know what Steve Wilkes was talking about, here's what it sounded like at the NFC Championship game. Hold on. Let me see. This is the one.
Yeah, we're gonna Super
Bowl. I'm gonna live up.
They the most intense sporting event I've ever attended. Not saying it's the most intense one that has ever existed, but when we were in that stadium, first of all, we just beat that ass, dude. Like, we beat the Cardinals' ass. It was awesome. Like, from the very first snap, from the very first second of the game to the end of the game, we were just beating that tail. It was so loud in there, and so people were having so much fun. You could feel the stadium flexing. Like, it almost was a little scary because we were way up top. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, holy crap, this whole damn thing could come down at this point. That's what he's referring to when not even being able to hear yourself think. I could say that there was probably some times like that in Bank of America. If I was going to probably guess, I know that was a big one. I'm also sure that Monday night game against the Patriots was a big one. I'm trying to think of what other games at home would have been that intense and exciting of an environment. Boy, what a maybe Phil. I think we played Philly at home in that 2015 season, and that was a comeback game, or Indy. But I tell you, that NFC Championship, we want to feel that excitement again. But us getting to the playoffs would feel like getting to the Super Bowl for me this year. So exciting stuff there for the Carolina Panthers in their quest to take the NFC South. It's getting realer and more plausible by the minute. And CK, I'm going to implore you, do not take the money, no matter what they say, because you felt good enough to place that bet a few weeks ago when the odds were so long against you.
Yep.
Now you should be the only thing is just don't think about it. Don't think about the money.
Right.
Put the ticket away, hide it, because boy, you start looking at them prize picks too hard. You start to think you got it in the bank.
I know.
Yeah, we need it in the bank, though. We need the
worst
playoff
case scenario, you lose $20, right?
Yeah. What we got next, Cody? Oh, he is. All right. So the Panthers.